Okay, this is the Leatherman Wingman, and I didn't intentionally purchase this. I had a model that was called the side clip that they don't make anymore, and I had used it a lot of years, maybe 12 years, and it finally broke, and the broke right here. And there's a lifetime warranty on these, so I contacted Leatherman. I sent it back, and because they don't make that model anymore, they sent me this, which is, I guess, comparable. And like I said, it's the Wingman. And this is, to be honest, I like the side clip better. I wish they would bring it back. I'm happy, I'm grateful to get a replacement for free, but I have a lot of gripes about this thing. It's not a favorite. And I'll start off with the one being the way the edges are. It creates hot spots when you have these hollow points here. I'd say the biggest head of a screw or bolt you're going to take off is maybe 9/16. And when you really squeeze on it, as you can see, it leaves hot spots in your hand. No matter which way you do it, you're still going to get hot spots. And it kind of hurts, you know, when you really, because these aren't really made for taking bolts off. But if you're in a pinch and you have to, you know, this is all you have, you know, and you really got to muscle down on it to get it out, it's just not very friendly to the hand. It's heavy. Okay, so it's 0.46 pounds. It's almost half a pound. You notice that when it's in your pocket. You know, it's a little thick too. Of course, your clip's going to be sitting outside your pocket, but you know, it's got some width to it. The other thing is, it's stiff. Very, very stiff. I've had this now for like 2 years, and it's just like the side clip. It was much thinner, much lighter, and when you pulled it out of your pocket, you could flip it open, almost like a balisong knife. You know, the butterfly knives where you can flip them, and they come back. You could do that. You can't do that with this. You have to use 2 hands. And like I said, after 2 years, it's still stiff. I guess that's the way they designed it. You'll also notice that there's a spring. There's a spring in there. Somehow they've made it to release. Do you really need that? No. Nobody's going to be using their pliers that much that they need a spring in there. If you're using your pliers that much, you get the right plier and you don't mess with one of these. Another gripe is, you know, I'm a welder, and the wire cutters, they put this hole at the very base, and every time, you know, as a welder, when you want to go to cut your wire, you slip the wire in all the way, you squeeze it, it always ends up in that hole. It won't cut it, so you have to go like halfway and then cut it, and it's just not, it's not quick. I really wish Leatherman would make a model and gear them for MIG welders, because MIG welders always have to have wire cutters on them. And you know, the side clip did the job because the wire cutters didn't have that hole at the base. This one, it fails in that, you know. It'll cut the wire, but it's like you got to pay attention. You got to look at it. You got to make sure you get it right here. It's just not efficient. I'm gonna fault them on their knives. Their knives are crap. They're really crap. They're thin. I think it's like 420 HC or some junk steel. You know, you can put an edge on it, but the first time you cut something, it's going to go dull. They did half serrated. I don't like serrated. I guess in an emergency, if you don't use it, like I don't use this knife. I carry a real knife. I don't think I've ever cut anything with this. So the lockup's nice. It's got like a liner lock that's pretty solid, you know. But and it's on the outside, so you can just thumb open it without having to open the knife. As far as the tools, and this is something I didn't really notice before, is that you can push them through from the back so that you can get your fingernail in from the front. because when they're all the way down, it's kind of hard to get them up. Now they're not stiff like these joints are, but it's nice that you can get them started. And here you have a flathead and a Phillips. And these I've used quite a bit, especially the flathead. I'm always opening control panels, electrical panels and stuff, and it's handy to have that instead of having to carry a screwdriver. This side you got a bottle opener / can opener, a little file with a small flat blade on it that I've used for very small screws before. And then this for, I don't know if this is for skinning. It's a sharpened edge there, so I guess it must be for skinning. I don't know. Never had a use for that. But, yeah, I know that this is not like one of their better models. That's why they sent it to me as a replacement. But, and I still use it every day. It's just, it could have been better. And I've looked at some of their other models, and I really haven't seen one that makes me go, oh, that's the one I need. Like I said, I wish they would just go back to the side clip. Just go minimal, go thin, go loose joints where it's, you know, forget the spring. Make the wire cutter all the way down. Get rid of this stupid hole here. And make it lighter, you know. I will say, even after 2 years, it's still tight. There's not much movement here if you look at it. There's a little bit, but not much. It stayed pretty tight. They're pretty good about the way they put stuff together. It stays pretty well. Also have on the outside scissors. And these, you have to make sure that they click all the way open, because that activates this spring for them to work right. So when you open it, you think you got it open all the way, but then this won't work. You gotta really pull on it, make sure that's clicked in, and that forces that spring to work. The scissors work pretty good. It's nice to have a pair of scissors on a tool. When you need scissors, you really need scissors. So, like having the scissors. The side clip did not have scissors. And like I said, for the other one to go hard use of 12 years before I finally broke it, I'm not going to fault them for it. And I'm definitely grateful that they stand behind their product and that they sent me this out for free. I'm assuming they still do that. But yeah, like anything, you know, there's improvements that could be made. And when it comes to these multi-tools, it's almost, you know, if you're carrying one of these, you're probably in a trade where there's certain things that you use a lot, certain things that you need the real tool for, certain things you can get away using a Leatherman type tool. But I think there's a lot of room for growth in their company if they would just, you know, get more input from the trades and the people who use them as to what works for them. But yeah, so that's the Leatherman Wingman.